Hey everybody, Chris here. Well, what are new price targets for Dogecoin? That's what we're going to cover in this video. I did a video a while ago about where my all-in buy price was going to be, and I was like below 8 cents. But things have changed. With the economy still going in a downward direction, yeah, Dogecoin is of course lower than that. And I'm still not buying. I still haven't been buying anything because I still see this being a longer projected kind of crypto winter. Some are calling it that. I've even called it that. How long is this going to go? It could be a while. And I'll show you that in the charts in an example in the past for particularly Dogecoin. We had a nice rise in the price over the past day, and was having fun on Twitter with it. Hey, we're up 8%, woohoo! But, it wasn't going to last. And what we call this is the dead cat bounce. Why it's called that, I don't know. If you're a cat lover, that's not the greatest name. But that's what everyone calls it in the stock world and crypto world. So as Dogecoin was going up 10, 15% in a short period of time, I was like, yeah, this isn't going to last. And sure enough, I'll show you on the charts what happened as it came back down overnight. Typically, a dead cat bounce is part of a longer projected downtrend, and we could see that as well. And that would not be good. Then we're talking Dogecoin below 5 cents. And if we're looking at that, then our price targets tend to be more in the fours, and talking about Dogecoin in the fours again, that's not great. But what do we have? We have the Fed coming out yesterday and talking about raising interest rates again to try and curb inflation. Is this going to work? There's so much more global things happening with oil and wheat that are worldwide markets, that just the United States Fed raising rates isn't going to have a very quick impact on. And there's also a lot more concern being raised about the real estate market and what's going to happen, because the real estate market has been in this huge boom over the past couple of years, and it could come crashing down as well. I don't think it's going to be as bad as 2008. I don't think there's as bad loans out there, but there is definitely a big concern there. And that could project this sort of downtrend in the markets that we're seeing, and that could go on a bit longer. So we're going to talk price targets and what we're looking at. So I'm going to give you an example of Dogecoin's past, and then we'll talk about current price targets and what we're looking at. So we'll start here by looking at the Dogecoin chart. Dogecoin's now trading at 5.68 cents. But here we are, we're looking back actually into February of 2021. Here's 8.5 cents up here. Dogecoin had been trading down below that and eventually dropped down to 5 cents. So the current trading right here is this green dotted line you see across here in the light. And what we have, February 14th, 2021, Dogecoin traded down to 4.78 cents right there. So why do I show this? This is where Dogecoin traded in this range last. And this was almost a year and a half ago. And when Dogecoin was trading up and down around 5 cents, this is what it looked like. There was a spike here on February 18th, came up to 6.4 cents, but couldn't hold it, traded back down, eventually dropping below 5 cents here on February 23rd. And right here we had a low, and that low right there on February 23rd, 4.2. So 4.2 cents right there. That's what Doge traded down to. Immediately turned around and traded back up over 5 cents. So that was the dip at that time. Doge traded across, still couldn't completely hold 5 cents, traded down again on February 28th, came back down and hit about 4.5, but then traded back up. Again, up and down around 5 cents, continued, and here we go into March. And then by March 7th, March 8th, good trading back up to 6.3, and then traded back down. So we'll see that again. What just happened yesterday was that. Traded down and then continued sideways. There was low volume of trading through the month of March. There were a couple rises of Dogecoin. Again, we saw it again on March 13th, but then traded back down. And then again, up and down, eventually really more in the 5.8, 5.9 range, touching 6. A couple drops down, again, right near 5 cents happened right around March 25th. And that's the last Dogecoin saw of 5 cents, was right there on March 25th. Dogecoin traded up, and then eventually we had this takeoff on April 1st. April 1st is when Doge went from 5.4 all the way up to 7 cents. Big volume happened then. That was like this Doge Day thing, and Elon Musk had tweeted about Doge, and there was a lot of excitement about Doge then. Doge settled back down for a little while before eventually trading up again to 6.5 cents here on April 6th. And then eventually, come April 11th, traded up over 7 cents before taking off again over 8.5 on April 13th, eventually hitting 13.3. This is my other target, my higher target, 13.3, and that happened on April 14th. So let's take a look at where Dogecoin is now in the trading. So I'll go to today's, and here's Dogecoin trading today. And here's what happened yesterday. Doge was down here right around 5, traded up to 6.3. So big rise there, but then couldn't hold it and traded back down. And this was expected. And on Twitter, I made kind of a fun tweet about, Doge up 8 cents, let's go. But I knew that wouldn't last. And, and here we have, could this be a dead cat bounce, and that what we see is the actual trading going lower and lower back in below 5 cents and back into the 4s? That could be. And what would cause that to happen? Well, that would be Bitcoin. So Bitcoin's trading very low, and a lot of shorting happening on Bitcoin. If Bitcoin drops below 20,000 and is into the teens, then we'll most likely see Doge down in the 4s. So that's going to be dependent on Bitcoin. If we look at the shorts, what's happening with Bitcoin, Bitcoin shorts are still up. A lot of short positions still open on Bitcoin. Dogecoin as well. Still a lot, not as much volatility as we had a couple days ago, but still a lot of short positions opened on Doge. And you wouldn't think that with Doge trading down at 5.6 cents. Who's shorting Doge here? But a lot of people are. And that's because of these economic indicators and this outlook not looking great. And we could be in this projected crypto winter where prices continue to be suppressed, and it could be a while. Now, if we look at CoinMarketCap, what we see is Dogecoin still here in 10th position. Now, it briefly dropped to 11th. Polkadot just briefly yesterday passed it, but then they flipped back. So Dogecoin still the 10th largest cryptocurrency by market cap. Bitcoin at 405 billion, that's not great, certainly for Bitcoin and where Bitcoin was. But what you see is these are all of the prices that are down, and we look at the total market cap for all cryptos, and we're under 900 billion now. So That's not great for the overall crypto market. And what we could see is this continue to go lower with a protracted crypto winter. So as I go back to Dogecoin and we go back to the daily and zoom out a bit, what I'm going to do is I'm going to zoom all the way back. And this is where we were talking about all the way here. This was back in February, March. This is the trading we had just looked at earlier of Dogecoin in the 5 to 6 cent range, which is where we are now. And that dip that we saw to 4.2 and then to 4.5, those are the current price targets there that we're now looking at for Doge. If Doge trades back down below 5 cents, that's where Doge was. And so that's what we're looking at. So we'll talk more about this on Friday night during Chris Live. I'm going to be live streaming. So please join me 7 o'clock Eastern time. And we'll be able to interact more in the chat, ask me your questions. And we'll be talking about Dogecoin and the crypto market and all of that. So join me on Friday night. So looking at Dogecoin, I mean, this is what we'd like to see, right? Like we'd like to see this Dogecoin just take off like it did back in April of 21 after that long sort of projected sideways trading that was going on. And I think it's still going to be a while before we see that. We know that Dogecoin needs big catalysts to help it take off. And those are still a ways away, I think. So unfortunately, Doge is probably going to be following Bitcoin for a while. And if Bitcoin drops below 20,000, like I said, we're going to be seeing Doge probably in the 4s. So let me know in the comments below what you think about your price targets for Dogecoin. Are you buying? Have you already bought? Or are you waiting? Give the video a like. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel. I appreciate the support. We'll see you next time.